Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. My name is Russ Clarke with My CFI Academy. I'm a Gold SEAL, CFI, CFII, and have been teaching certified flight instructors and CFIIs how to teach and prepping them for their check rides for the past year. Today in this video, I'm going to discuss the fundamentals of instruction beyond the written test. What does the designated pilot examiner actually want to know? Coming right up. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. So let's get right into this. When preparing for a CFI check ride, we have to study a lot of material, everything from the technical subjects right through to the fundamentals of instruction. As commercial pilots, we are fairly aware of the technical subjects and just have to tighten up on little details and perhaps learn things that we didn't know so we can be more knowledgeable and have a complete understanding of what we need to know in order to properly instruct our students. However, the FAA has thrown in the fundamentals of instruction, something most of us have never seen before, unless you are currently a teacher or educator, of course. This is new territory. There are plenty of good study guides out there to help you learn the rote information necessary to pass the written exam. These study guides include test prep software, books, videos, etc. However, they all fall short of truly teaching what is needed to satisfy the designated pilot examiner's curiosity about your level of understanding on the subject. Now, one of my favorite books to study the fundamentals of instruction is The Practical Guide to the CFI Check Ride by Greg Brightwell. It's an ASA publication, and if you're interested in the book, I do have a link in the description down below. The Practical Guide to the CFI Check Ride also is not something that is going to explain in depth what you need to know, but a great resource for taking notes. On the side of each page, there's a note-taking area. So what do we put in the note areas on the side of that page? A good place to start is putting the acronyms that are so famous for remembering rotely the list of stuff in each section of the fundamentals of instruction. This is a good start and an excellent way to remember the listed items, but we have to dig deeper. Let me share an example of how this is going to go for you on your check ride. Let's use the laws of learning because designated pilot examiners love to talk about this as it is a big hot button for them. The acronym, which is commonly used to remember those laws, is REPEAR. Upon opening my practical guide, you'll notice on the side I have the acronym listed from top to bottom with each letter as a reference for a law of learning. R is readiness, E, effect, the next E is exercise, P, primacy, I, intensity, and finally, R for recency. It's okay to be able to list off the acronym and what each letter relates to, but when the examiner looks at you and says, hey, tell me about readiness, tell me about primacy, tell me about intensity, or they ask, which one do you think is most important and why? If you don't understand what these things mean and how to explain them, you will not pass your check ride. So how can you present this to an examiner in a way that they're going to sit back and really appreciate your explanation? When the examiner says, hey, let's talk about the laws of learning, you can reply, I'm so glad you asked me about the laws of learning. They are readiness, effect, exercise, primacy, intensity, and recency. At this point, don't go any further unless the examiner asks you to go further. Keep everything really simple. By keeping things simple, we avoid the proverbial opening the can of worms. The examiner will probably follow up with a question such as, tell me what you think is the most important law of learning. Well, this could be very subjective, but most examiners are going to think primacy. What is primacy? The first time that you teach something to a student is indelible. It takes a strong hold in the mind of that individual. It is very difficult once a student has learned something from you to change those habits. This is why it's so important as an instructor. If you make an error or do a poor job of demonstrating something to a student, stop immediately. Look at the student and say, just ignore what I'm doing. I'm not doing a very good job, so let's start again. Admitting your errors is another chapter in the FOIs, but we won't get into that in this video. When you're explaining this to the examiner, just to make the conversation interesting, you may offer to that examiner the idea that readiness is more important than primacy in the hierarchy of the laws of learning, because if the student doesn't show up ready to learn, they don't even reach primacy because nothing is getting through to them, and you don't have the opportunity to teach them because they are not ready. Well, obviously, this is just one example of how important it is to have the knowledge and understanding when presenting the fundamentals of instruction to an examiner. If you received value out of this video and have yet to subscribe, please smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. I'll be offering a lot more videos like this one to help pilots become CFIs while building a community in the pilot world of aviators who are or wish to be CFIs. I would also love your feedback in the comments below. If you've taken your CFI check ride, please comment and tell us, what experience did you have with the DPE, and what was it like for you during the fundamentals of instruction line of questioning? I would love to hear about it, and if you have any further thoughts or ideas on videos that we could do here, please feel free to share them with me. I appreciate you checking out the video and the My CFI Academy channel, and we'll see you guys the next time. Thanks again.